Hey everyone, GCG Genesis here, and it's been a long time since I've uploaded a deck profile, and I know people have been asking for Valentina, and some people have been asking for the new Frayla. I'm going to showcase the Frayla because I'm still not done with the Valentina because I'm taking that deck to ARG on December, and I'm constantly editing it to try out what is better or worse. I'm still trying to figure out how to beat Freyr without losing the game 1, and making sure I beat him game 2. Red Green Fair has been a very dominant deck currently, and so I'm trying to figure out how to easily defeat it, but we'll talk about that later. So Frayla is a Dark Elf, so that means a couple things. So Shade Assassin's Swiftness unit, but she has a Judgment cost of 3 and an Energize of 1 black, so generating a free resource immediately. She's already decently good. Every end of your turn, you're able to take 300 life to add any Dark Elf Resonator to your hand. So that means if a card gets discarded, if a card would get countered, you always re-add it back to your hand at the end of your turn. So necessarily, you always gain back the card that they either took away from you or canceled out. So you're always getting a net 1 in the end. But if they canceled it, it basically canceled your primary play for the turn. So they still did what they want, but you can still do it again in an attempt to see if you get countered again or not. So basically, she eats out counter spells, she eats out discard spells. They basically don't really want to discard your Dark Elves because you're always going to be able to add them back. But so when you Judgment to her, you can target any Dark Elf in your graveyard and resurrect it. So she brings it into play. So you can bring out Hilda. You can target Hilda. Hilda comes in the field. Hilda now targets a Safina. So now you bring out a Safina. And then, so she could give when she attacks, she gets something +4/+4 and well, a Dark Elf +4/+4 and Swiftness. So, and you can give herself innate Swiftness by paying 1 red. So you pay 1 red mana to be able to swing, give something +4/+4 and Swiftness. And then you also have the ability to pay 1 red, 1 black. I actually used this a lot on Saturday when we recorded the videos. But I used it earlier that day, not in the match, sadly. But yeah, it's actually a decently good ability, being able to burn your opponent for 100 damage for every Dark Elf. The most I've done is up to 5, so it's basically a 2-mana Lightning Strike. But even then, something that can't be countered, right? Burn damage that can't be countered. Alright, so for their stones, 4 Scorched Bales, 4 Avalon Homes, and 2 Magic Stone of Purgatory. Purgatory is the countdown stone that produces black naturally and has a red counters. I'm mistaken that inside the video. I do apologize. As well as I technically did cheat using these as red because I thought it produced red regularly. So that's my fault. The Avalon Homes remove the top card of your opponent's deck, so it has potential to remove key cards from your opponent's deck, or remove combo cards, or just cards that you don't want them to have. Basically, you don't want them to have a Severing Wind, so it could potentially kill Severing Winds. Also, the fact that we need all the black and all the red sources possible consistently. If you don't care about taking the 3 life, it actually helps us out sometimes for Hilda and Safina. That's really it. I don't really play any of the other Dark Elves that require you to be a lower life. So, we'll go on to the Resonator. Oh, why is that spell there? Ah, god damn it. So we'll go on to Resonators. 4 Shade Assassin. Shade Assassin is basically a 1-drop Swiftness unit when you're playing Fraela because you always have a Dark Elf on you with Death Touch. So you can swing, kill something, add it back to your hand in a turn. So it's always removal. Or just something that can hit phase for 2 every turn, basically, as well. There's a lot of combinations that you could do with this in Red Cap that I'll go on a little bit later. But for now, 4 Shade Assassins. 4 Red Caps. Red Cap is a very strong unit, especially in this deck. Just being able to swing and then kill them off, and then draw, and then basically search a card. So you're always netting the card, and you're never really losing that advantage, basically. That's really it. Like, you're able to bring him out with Frayla. You can combo him with Fraela, especially with Majin subjugation, but again, I'll go over those later. Just remember this for now. 3, Fraela, the servant of the demon of fire, servant of demon fire. Sadly, we only got 1 from the sneak kit, unfortunately. So what she does is that when she swings, well, you have to play her by herself to get the swiftness. When she swings, she gets something target Resonator +4 attack and +0 defense and swiftness. It dies at end of turn. So that's really good to combo off with the deck, because you can kill off your own Safinas, you can kill off the red caps and be able to search out. You can kill off the Shade Assassins, do an extra bit of damage. All in all, she's a really good card. I actually really like it a lot. The 4, Safina. So again, you play a Safina the turn after you play the Fraela, so you're able to switch. When Safina, oh, let me go back a step. When Safina's by herself, meaning that you don't have a Hilda on the field, but you can have multiple Safinas on the field. As long as Hilda's on the field, you're able to search out a Hilda. And when your life is less than 2,000, or 2,000 or less, she becomes a 7/7. So very strong. She's basically searches out for something like a Resonator later in the game. But now we go to the combo. So Fraela swings, target Safina, she becomes a 9 attack minion, swing. They either block it or they take the 9 damage, and then she dies it in a turn, so you can set up another play next turn. So basically, you do a lot of damage really fast. And then you set up bigger plays for the next turn. And 3, Hilda. Hilda basically, you have multiple Hildas on the field, but you cannot control Safina. So what she does is that she targets with Safina in the graveyard and brings it back into play, as long as you don't have Safina in the field. But you can have multiple Hildas out in the field. And then she becomes a 7 mana. She becomes a 7/7 as well when you're less than 2 life. 3, Darkness Majins. It's just because I do play the Dark Crest in the deck. It kills 2 drops for a 3-drop with an 8/8 body. It's not bad. It's a decent even tempo play as well for an 8/8 body. It's hard to, like, you could potentially block a lot of stuff with it. You could potentially threat a lot of damage with it as well. And the fact that it will potentially kill a 2-drop is always good. 2-drops are probably the best creatures in the game. They're the most mana effective costing cards in the game, usually. And then you can also keep it out. You can combo with the Red Caps or the Shade Assassins with the Majin subjugations, which I'll show out later off, obviously. 3 Elixirs of the Elixir of the Majin. So Elixirs in here because you play Majin subjugation, obviously. The red crest is to do 600 damage to all your opponent's Resonators, which is really strong. A miniature board wipe's always good to have. And then with the black crest, she has unconditional kill target Resonator. So she's able to kill any Resonator no matter what, unless they have barrier. That's basically the only thing that will stop her. Plus a 4 mana 10/10, still really good as a tempo drop if you necessarily need it. And 2 Valentinas. Valentinas was there for the tree matchup, potentially also to remove. She just removes 2 drops, which is still good. The tree matchup apparently is the reason why this card is in here, to basically kill Malefic Tree. You pay 0 to put cards to the bottom of the deck to gain swiftness and precision. Well, swiftness or precision. And then you can pay 0 to put 3 cards to gain +5/+5. So she can potentially kill your opponent. You potentially can have up to 4 to 5 cards removed. And then we can constantly keep removing cards from the exile if we keep giving her precision. If we want to get rid of more important cards. Let's go on to the spells now. These are out of order now. Oh well. So, for Majin Subjugation, this was originally a 3 of. but I bumped it up to a 4 of because this card is just too damn good, especially in this deck. So comboing this, you could sacrifice, you basically pay to kill off a Resonator. So it's Red Cap, State Assassin, or Safina are usually the cards that you want to kill off with Majin Subjugation. It is a cost to kill them, so if you get Severing Winds, sad. So with Red Cap or State Assassin being killed off, you will go into Frayla. And then with the Red Cap, you add back another Red Cap. So you could play, so now this card has swiftness, so you play the Red Cap, you can swing, get this Red Cap plus 4 attack, swing, this Red Cap dies, you search out another Red Cap. If this was Safina, Safina can go into Elixir at the highest. Like, even the Red Cap could also go to Darkness Majin, just to let you know that. Like, Safina can go into Elixir and then set up another, and then set up a Hilda play that same turn. So you efficiently get a lot, you get massive amount of stats very efficiently on the board at one turn if your entire play does not get Severing Winds or cancelled, obviously. Or interrupted by discard spells. Next, 3 lightning strikes, just to do a little bit of chip damage, potential ruler removal. Sadly, you can't kill Frayla with it, but you can bait out Freyla's counters at least. You can at least bait out 1 counter with 2 lightning strikes, which isn't that bad, I guess. But it's just basically removal / a little bit of extra reach damage. Three, Magic Crest of Darkness. You don't really use it for the effect to add things back to your hand unless it's later in the game. But early in the game, you can just play it as a 1-drop addition, which isn't that bad, just to set up your future plays with the Majins. It's really just there to set up Elixirs and Darkness Majin, and that's pretty much it. But other than that, like late game, you can add back Elixirs again and the Valentinas if you happen to draw into the other 2, because you just really need the 1 out for the majority of the game. Then we have one Final Battle. Final Battle is just the strongest card right now. One of the strongest cards in my opinion. Being able to play X amount of life to deal -X to basically the entire opponent's field is really strong. Especially you can set your life to immediately 2,000, so you have 7 sevens. So you have a major advantage already. Two Crest of Magic Crest of Fire. Just deals 6 damage to a Resonator. It's not bad. It could be a lot better, but being able to kill a 2-drop for a 2-drop is usually pretty worth it in my opinion. That's all it needs to do. It just needs to kill a 2-drop. That's all. This card just could have just said kill 2-drop, and it would have been basically the same thing. But then it's just there to set up for Elixirs to be able to board wipe. So again. And then 3 Blood Spray, just to be able to cycle out our deck and then refill our hand, basically. So it's basically the refill. You pay 3 life. The 3 life doesn't. You deal 3 damage to yourself. The damage doesn't matter. You can play the Darkness. You can play the new the Red Dark Elf, because if you played this with the Red Dark Elf, you just get a swing for 6. It's not that bad, but it's not that good either. I'd rather just not play that Dark Elf. It's just me. And you know, that's pretty much all for the deck profile. The cards I would like to recommend, because I do want to try them out myself, are the new Safina Hilda Resonator. The one that's -10, that's a 10/10. Gains Swiftness, Flying, and First Strike if you are at 10 life or less. And it loses 10 life. You lose 10 life and you gain 10 life when it's gone. That's pretty much all it is. And then there's this 3-mana 7/7/2 red 1 colorless. I don't remember what it's called. I think it's Devoted Squadron. But what it does is that it's when you're 2,000 life or less, bring another copy out to play. It doesn't trigger, so you only get 2 7/7s for when you're 2,000 or less, which isn't bad. So you get 14/14 worth of 14/14 worth of stats on a 3-mana body, which isn't bad, but you have to be 2,000 life or less, which isn't that hard to do in this deck. But you gotta realize that you're playing with your life a lot, and it really doesn't do anything else other than that. So it can either be Majin fodder, Majin subjugation fodder, or just a wall. It could be better. It could be set up for Fraela in the end as well if you want to activate Fraela once you're at past 2,000 life or less. So you're able to bring out another devoted, whatever they're called. I don't remember what they're called. You bring it out, and then bring another one out from your deck. And then there's the other card I would recommend trying out is Beelzebub, just because you can Majin subjugation the elixirs or darkness Majins into Beelzebub, and just have a big 15-15 on board. That's a 10-10 pretty much, and then you just keep spreading out counters to everything else. It's walking ballista. It's magic ballista basically, and it's really strong in my opinion. I like it a lot. But that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you guys like the deck profile. Please leave a comment section down below what you guys think could help improve this deck. I honestly really like Frayla. If the deck was complete, I'd honestly think about considering taking this to ARG if it was complete. Hopefully, maybe by next weekend I can complete it. But I need to build a side deck and everything before then. But I hope you guys like the deck profile. I'll see you guys next time.